guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be giving you a haul update. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link it up in the cards right here, but I did a video maybe a couple of videos ago where I was talking about all the new makeup that I got in the Nykaa sale haul. So in today's video I wanted to give you an update on that haul, which means what worked, what didn't, what was a good investment, what are the pros and cons of some products. So the thing is, not every makeup item warrants its own review video. It's going to be boring for you to watch, it's going to be boring for me to shoot, but I did want to tell you what worked and what didn't. And there are some products here specifically that I got with the idea that they were going to be good, and one special item, I think I'm going to start with that, which I got thinking that nobody's ever talked about it, but it looks like it's going to be useful, so why not I try it. I'm leaving out the big palettes like the Huda Beauty palettes, both of them, and I'm leaving out the Swiss Beauty palette as well, but I think almost everything else I am covering in today's video. So let's get started. One more disclaimer before I get started on the review. I'm going to tell you the MRP of what I bought, but I'm not going to talk about whether or not it is affordable, whether it is cheap, whether it is expensive, because affordability is subjective. I mean, what amount of money you pay for something is worthwhile, whether it is affordable to you or not. So I'm going to leave that to your judgment. Whether you think it is worth the money or not, I will leave that judgment up to you. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about is this. This is the Etude House Face Color Shading Powder, and it comes in 3 shades, I believe, 1, 2 and 3, very simple names. I got the shade 1. I bought this because on the Nykaa website, on the photograph, looked like it would be a really cool toned powder. The thing is, I'm not very warm, I'm not very cool toned, like my undertone is not very yellow or very pink. I'm quite neutral, so I wanted something that had a distinctly grey undertone, and I believe I have found the right thing. I don't think I own any product that is as cool toned as this is. It's very good for contouring. The texture can get a little bit powdery, but if you tap off the excess on your brush and you really slowly work with it, it's quite buildable. For the first time in my life, I've started to be fractionally a little bit more comfortable with contouring my nose. I like how it looks. I like that it looks like an actual shadow instead of just brown bronzer on my nose looking a little muddy. It retails for 600 bucks. The MRP is 600 rupees, but on Nykaa, if you buy it on a sale, you can get it at a discount. For me and for people maybe 4 to 5 shades darker than me, up to that, I think it will work as a really good contour powder. But the thing with this is that you can very easily overdo it. It's quite pigmented, but it's not user friendly, or as I like to call it, it's not stupid friendly, so it's not friendly to me. If you put too much down right in the beginning, it can get hard to blend out. So start slow and build up. Don't take a lot right in the beginning. So the next thing I want to talk about is the e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palettes. It comes in a variety of 6 different shades, 6 different little 4-pan palettes. I just have one. The one that I have is called Cream and Sugar. The quality on these shades is excellent. They're so creamy. They don't fall. There's no glitter flecks that fall on your face or anything. Quality is superb. They're quite pigmented, they're very creamy, and they're easy to work with. This is what I would call a stupid friendly palette, because you cannot go wrong with it. If you're a beginner and you want something easy, this is stupid friendly, I'm telling you. So as you can see, it has 2 mattes, the 2 shades on the edges, the brown, deep brown, and the sort of creamy beige. These are mattes, and the 2 in the middle are shimmer shades. You can work with them wet or dry. You can even use the matte shades wet and it will not give you hard pan. Hard pan is when they kind of form a coating on top and you can't reach the product anymore at the bottom. This doesn't do that. A big con for me in this palette is that it's not enough on its own for the kind of looks that I want to do. I need more than one deep shades. Like this is really, really dark. The shade difference between this and the next darkest, which is this one, is immense. There's nothing in between. There's no transition color over here. There's no crease shade. When I was working with it for the first time, all I really wanted to do was that classic transition, you know, dark to light from outer corner to inner corner. I was not able to do that because when you go in with a shade that is this dark and you try to blend it with a shade like this, which is significantly lighter, I'm not saying it's super light, but it's significantly lighter than the dark shade, you end up getting muddy in your eyes. You want something that is in between these two that can act as a transition shade. It's too dark for me to apply in my crease. It doesn't look good. So I feel like I will end up using this as an eyeliner, or if I want to do like a really deep single shade eyeshadow look, I can do that. This palette will work very well with an additional palette that I can kind of bring into the picture, but on its own, it needs a transition shade to get more than a very, very, very simple eye makeup look. So for today's eye look, as I was mentioning before, I applied this shade all over my lid, this shade to my inner corner and brow bone as a brow bone highlight, this shade all over my lid to set my concealer, and this shade with a wet angled brush to use as an eyeliner. Then I reversed the whole thing and applied the same on my lower lash line to smoke out that area. And actually it's a really nice, comfortable look, kind of like you've made an effort but you haven't really. So this is very, very good for that. Then I want to talk about the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior Mascara. I like my mascara's formula to be a little bit dry because it builds better that way. It builds volume better that way, and it doesn't like clump and separate the lashes too much. This from the get-go starts out at a good stage. I don't have to wait for a month or something for it to dry up. It starts well. It's washable. My preference is I like washable mascaras. I don't want, especially on like a regular basis, to wear waterproof mascara because it gets in the eyes. You have to take special effort to wash it off. Sometimes it doesn't come off. It's just a little bit of a pain in the butt. This, I like that it's washable. I like that it's buildable. So when you apply one coat, it lengthens your lashes. You can see in the demo right now, I've applied one on one eye, one coat, and it lengthens the lashes. But you can go in with a second coat and that will give you volume. And what volume it gives me, it makes my lashes look like I'm wearing false lashes. But it makes me look like I have a lot more lashes, a lot more volume in my eyelashes than I actually do, because I have sparse lashes. I cannot comment on how good it is at holding a curl because my lashes are naturally curly. So I don't actually curl my lashes. I just apply mascara and usually it stays. So I can't really comment on that. I have no idea how it performs in terms of curling of your lashes. As someone who doesn't enjoy wearing false lashes and is not very good at putting on false lashes, I can say that I find this gives me a fairly glam look. Eyeshadow look is very simple, but this has taken me to a whole other level, and I appreciate that. So next I want to talk about this brush set. This is, and I'm reading from my book, the exact name is the Real Techniques Eye Shade Plus Blend Set. This is a Real Techniques set of brushes. You get the deluxe crease brush, you get the base shadow brush, and you get a dual-ended angled brow brush and a spoolie. The deluxe crease brush is possibly my favorite. It's very good for blending your eye primer, or in my case I used a concealer, onto the eyelid. I also use this to blend concealer in place under my eyes. I also use this to pick up the lightest shade from my e.l.f. palette and set my eyelid, like set the concealer on my eyelid. You can also actually use this as a crease brush to kind of apply a wash of transition shade on your crease. The only thing is, because it's such a big brush, you don't get very precise application with this, but you do get reasonably good coverage with this brush. Then the base shadow brush, it's like, I don't know if this is going to show you, it's like a flat-ish fluffy brush. So it has two sides that you can use separately on two separate colors, and then it has a relatively like narrow tip, flat narrow tip that allows you to go into the crease if you need to. Okay, so what I did today was I used one side of the bristles for a different shade and one side of the bristles for a different shade, and I did my whole eye makeup look with this. It's not the kind of brush you want to use for very elaborate eye makeup looks because it is kind of fluffy, but for something easy, quick, fast and simple, you just want to throw some shadow on, this is excellent. I struggled the hardest with trying to figure out how to use the dual-ended brush, the eyebrow brush, because I don't use a pomade or a powder on my eyebrows. I use a micro brow pencil. But I found that the bristles on this are like tightly packed and the brush is quite thin. So I can actually wet this either with water or with setting spray, which is what I did today with setting spray. Pick up some eyeshadow and apply it as a liner. I can flick it out, I can do that. So I really like this as an eyeliner brush to work with powder, shadows and use them as an eyeliner. You can also probably use this with any kind of eyeliner, cream, gel, pot, whatever, but for me the best application that I've ever found for this has been to use eyeshadow as eyeliner, because that finally gives me that precise application that I'm looking for, that other angled brushes have not yet been able to give me, because they're not as dense and as tightly packed and as stiff as this. This is nice and stiff, so I really like that you can make a sharp line. It retails for 1149 rupees. I wish it was a little bit cheaper, but for what it is worth, if you're a beginner and this is the only brushes you have, you can definitely get a comfortable, blown out, easy eye look with this. Absolutely you can. You might want to invest in more brushes if you want to do more elaborate looks, but for the everyday average eyeshadow consumer, this brush set will be enough for your eyes. Absolutely. Next thing I want to talk about today is the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. This is what it looks like, and it retails for, okay, I'm not sure how much it retails for, I forgot to write it down in my notes, but I will leave it on the screen. This is how much it retails for at MRP. And I have the shade Sunswept. Comes in two shades only, Sunswept and I think Sunrise. It's a luminous glowy bronzer. My biggest problem with this bronzer is that it does not cater to a diverse skin tone range. It caters to me and people perhaps a little bit deeper than me, definitely people lighter than me, and it's a shame because the quality of this is excellent apart from the shade range. Shade range is abysmal. It gives me this glowy, warm tan which I naturally don't have. I am not tan, I am not warm toned, I want to be. So this does that for me. You can see the tan on my cheeks and you can see the tan as I'm applying the product. It does that beautifully and it leaves my skin looking so glowy but not shimmery, just healthy. You look at it up close and you will not be able to see a speck of glitter or shimmer on my face. It'll just be beautiful, even and glowy. Here is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. On the pan, in the pan, it looks absolutely like it's nothing special at all. So this seemingly nothing special item retails for 1000 rupees. But again, if you buy it during a sale, you can get a certain amount of money off, certain percentage off. When you apply it to your face, it leaves this beautiful, luminous, blurry kind of effect on your skin. It's not something you want to set your foundation with because it doesn't do a good job with that. Like, it still leaves the skin feeling a little bit sticky, like, you know, the post foundation stickiness that you have on your face, it doesn't do anything for that. After you've done your makeup, you've done your powdering, you've done your bronzing, you've done your contouring, you've done your blush, you've done your highlight, you've done everything, you want to go in with a big fluffy brush and just blend it all over your face, just like a light veil of this powder all over your face, and you look like you have the most healthy skin, the most glowy skin, the most blurry skin. It'll still look like skin. It won't turn you into porcelain, but it'll be blurred out and perfected. The name is good. Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. This is something you want to end your makeup with, not set your makeup with. And again, doesn't leave a speck of glitter or shimmer on your face. You just look perfected and glowy and healthy, like you eat right, like you drink a lot of water, like chocolate doesn't exist in your world. You look so perfect. This is a little bit better when it comes to shade range. An average shade range of 7 shades. At least that's on the Nykaa website. Again, this is a stupid friendly product. You can't go overboard with it. Just apply some, you'll be fine. And last but not the least, for this review, I want to talk about the Renee or Renny Fab 5 Nude Lipstick pen, I guess. I was so excited for this. So you can get this in 2 shades. One is the nude ones, one is the bolder shades. I'm not sure what that one is called, but it comes in 2 variants, and at full price it retails for 750 rupees. In each lipstick stack you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades. Fab 5. Wow, Arushi, why do you need to count that? It opens up like a pen cap. The formula of these lipsticks is actually beautiful. They're really creamy. They're high coverage. They are not transfer proof, but because they're a creamy formula, not a matte formula, I'm okay with that. Considering they are creamy, they are long lasting, because if you eat something greasy, it will wipe off. That's natural. But as long as you're not eating something for the average day, it's really good quality. Another thing I love about this is I love how customizable it is. You've got 5 different shades. If you need to make the right kind of nude shade for yourself, you can do that. Just use 2 different shades on your lips. That's a lot of people do that. And I love how portable it is. You can take one of these and you're covered for all different tones of nude that you want. But a big con that comes with having so many options is that each lipstick is actually really tiny. The little stub of lipstick that you see in this little thing on top, that's it. There is nothing at the bottom. This is the full amount of lipstick. So if you, like me, are the kind of person who keeps going for the same shade of nude when they're in the mood for that kind of thing, you will finish up one lipstick pretty quickly. I'm afraid of that. So you'll finish up one lipstick pretty quickly, and then you won't have that particular lipstick anymore. You can't buy refills for a certain shade. Each individual shade doesn't have its own name. If one lipstick shade is over and you really just want to use that, you'll have to buy the whole thing again. But apart from that, the quantity of each individual lipstick being very little, the overall quantity of all the lipsticks combined is not bad. You have a lot of variety. Do you think it's worthwhile for 750 bucks to have little lipsticks of different shades? That is your call to make. I feel like it is, but I wish there were refills available. That's all I have for today's video. I did post a comfortable, easy to wear makeup look done with the Huda Beauty retrograde palette, Mercury retrograde palette. It is linked up in the cards right there, so go ahead and check that out. I will be coming up with more makeup looks and more reviews and things with the other remainder stuff, but this is stuff that I feel like I use a lot every day and I quite like most of it. That haul was good. Everything worked for me and I'm proud of that. I made good choices. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for my next one. It's going to probably be a makeup tutorial using the Huda Beauty Haze palette in the shade Sand. And yeah, that is all for today. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or if I have convinced you to try any of these products. But till then, I will see you later. Take care. Bye bye.